Hey everyone, Stephen Hack here with Career Watch, where I help you with your career search. Today I'm interviewing Josh Pather. Josh owns the company Photo Booth International. They sell photo booths all over the world. Because the unemployment rate is pretty high right now, many different people need ways of earning money on the side hustles. One potential side hustle is the photo booth business. As a vaccine for Corona comes out and as more and more people start going to events again, this could be an opportunity for someone to start a side business. So without further ado, here is my interview with Josh. Hey everyone, Stephen Hack here with Josh Pather of Photo Booth International. Josh owns the company and they sell photo booth businesses. So Josh, how did you start this company in a couple of years ago, really? Could you give us some history?
Sure, yeah. Thanks for having me on, Stephen. I actually started off in the photo booth rental business about 2013, 2012, 2013. I was working at a call center and, just had an everyday job, went into work. Everything was great. Thought I had a 401k plan, had health insurance, had life insurance, had all the bells and whistles, employee stock purchase plan. And, big company, multinational, they're like in Europe and all over the world, you never think like anything's going to happen. It's like, hey, I got a stable job. The mission is accomplished. So went into work one day and they pulled us all to the conference room and they said, hey, we're moving your job overseas. And like, man, this kind of crushed my plans. So they gave us basically like 6 months to either take an entry-level position or to take a severance package. So a couple of months before that, a friend of mine called me up. He said, hey, I went to a wedding and I saw a photo booth there. And he said, you want to do this business with me? And I said, sure, let's give it a shot. So we went to Home Depot. We got some MDF wood, some paint, and a couple of saws. And we built this photo booth. There was a box made out of wood. Inside it had a old screen that we had laying around the house. We had an inkjet printer because we couldn't afford like the actual photo printer. Those ones at that time was about $1,100. They've dropped significantly since then. So we had an inkjet printer, computer, and then a keyboard. And we had it on a tripod stand, kind of like this one right over here. So we just plopped right on top. And that's all we had. And then we just started posting ads on Craigslist. And, we started getting bookings. There was no there's no marketing budget. We didn't have money for like Google or Facebook ads or, some of the other platforms. So we just kind of used Craigslist then, and we would have different logins. So we would log in from different computers and different emails and just keep posting ads. So the ads would be at the top, because like every day it goes down and down, as new people post ads. So I'd be doing that at work, and I ended up taking the severance package. The last day was June of 2013. That was the last day that I worked, and then they gave me like 3 months of additional salary. So it was like a blessing. It was like if there was ever a time for me to try to be an entrepreneur, it'll be now. So I use that as a sign, and thankfully, like the first 6 months of the photo booth business, it went really good. We had our first event was December 6, 2012. So it was just 6 months right before they let us go at the job. In the first year, we did decent. We did 150,000 the first year, and we were like blown away. We're like, whoa, 6 figures like first year.
Yeah.
And like we didn't have any business experience. We didn't, we've never ran a business. We don't know how to do payroll. We don't know how to hire. We don't know how to market. We didn't know how to build a website. Like we didn't know any of that stuff. We just had to like figure it out the hard way. Back then it wasn't as many resources as they are now. And we made a lot of mistakes along the way, a lot of mistakes. So
Sounds like a lot of I mean, you guys have like 7 different models, or more than 7, I think. More than 7 different photo booth models out there. And yeah, it's crazy to go from 7 years ago where you're going to Home Depot, you're building it yourself, to you have all these models for sale now.
Yeah. So, I mean, back then there was just one model. It was just a heavy and big and clunky. And then over the years, more and more people started asking us about, hey, where can I start a photo booth business? They would come in for, maybe we'll be set up at a wedding or something like that. and then they'll be like, hey, I want to start this back in my hometown or my city. So we're like, yeah, we can sell you one. And so that's kind of how the inception of Photo Booth International became. And so now we have a lot of models. I think we're around 10 or more models. They just keep evolving, and we're trying to keep solving different problems like portability, functionality, different specs and features. And so, yeah, we're specializing in helping people start their business and not make the same mistakes that we did.
Yeah, with the models, it's like you have one that's like a giant mirror. You have like the black tie one that's it's like you have different models for like the aesthetics of different events.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
like, yeah, sounds like with if you do own a photo booth business, you have like all these events that you can serve, I guess. So I'm guessing like weddings, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, New Year's. Uh, is that like what's like kind of the breakdown? Like what kind of events are the most popular for, I guess, photo booth entrepreneurs serve, I suppose.
Yeah, so definitely the weddings. The weddings is would be the bread and butter of the business. And then you have, the birthday parties, private events like, home gatherings, backyard parties, that kind of stuff. And then as far as high ticket stuff will be like corporate events,
Hmm.
uh, sporting festivals, that kind of stuff, music events. Now all that stuff is getting affected by COVID right now, obviously.
Hmm.
So there's smaller events going on for the weddings is what we're seeing. So normally where someone would invite 200 guests to a wedding, now it can be like 80 or something like that. So micro weddings is what they're calling it. So those are becoming more popular now, and certain states, is more lenient than other states. But people are still searching for it. Actually, before I got on the call with you, I was looking at some keyword research, and last month had about 50,000 people searching for photo booth rental near me. And that's just, from Google alone. There's other apps or platforms that, people search from.
Yeah, I imagine like with events, it's coming back after this coronavirus pandemic. I'm sure many people are itching to go to events at this point. Like I definitely was supposed to go to a wedding or two this year. They were both canceled. They were both postponed to next year. So there's probably like this huge backlog of events that once this coronavirus thing is over, once a vaccine comes out and people are treated, yeah, it really does seem like this events, conventions, weddings, like they're all just gonna blow up, I guess, maybe next year potentially. So this could
Yeah,
be a
that's
great
what.
opportunity for entrepreneurs.
Yeah, we are seeing that a lot of people are postponing. So the events that were supposed to happen this year and the events that were already booked for next year. So it's really going to be a huge influx. I think there's going to be a shortage because a lot of people, when times are tough, it's hard for people to see through the other side, and everybody's like, the world's going to end.
Hmm.
But in reality, to think that people are never going to get married, there's never going to be another wedding, and there's never going to be another birthday party, it's kind of short-sighted. But, uh, you know, there's a famous quote, it's like, do the opposite of what most people are doing. And
Yeah, yeah.
it's a good time to get started now. It's a good reset button because a lot of the companies who had maybe a monopoly on, a city or a town, they had to cut back or, reduce their overhead and stuff like that. So it's going to give more opportunity for smaller new people to enter the market. And that way, get some business and get going.
Definitely, definitely. So for people that are would be interested in owning a photo booth business, like what does that look like? What is like, step one, step two, step three? They purchase, they settle on maybe a model that they like, they purchase it, and then I'm guessing someone that doesn't know sales, marketing, there's all this like knowledge that you guys have.
Hmm.
Um, I kind of think of it like I watched the Ray Kroc movie recently and how he just broke everything down, the time it takes to build a hamburger. That's everything was figured out, and that's kind of the beauty of kind of working with companies rather than trying to do it yourself. There's all these people before you that made all these mistakes, and you can kind of learn from other people's mistakes. So, what's a good process for someone that's, yeah, like wants to start a business like ABCs?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I like to tell people like you either pay in time or you pay in money. Like
Yeah.
the time that it's going to take you to figure out which printer, which software, which camera, connecting everything, all the connections and the components, and then finding out you got the wrong component, then trying to return it. Um, it's better to start off, and that way you also increase your chances of success, right? I mean, starting a business, 90% of them over 10 years, fail, and you want to have the best chance of success. And when you buy a photo booth from us, you actually get access to business contracts, sales training. There's a private Facebook group, so they'll be able to chat with other people who actually do the same business as you in another city, in another state, even outside of the country. So everybody's sharing ideas. We consistently are putting new information in there, different promotions. Today we shared that Google Ads is actually doing a credit. They're giving people up to $1,000 if they set up their Google Ads account. So we're sharing information like that keeps business owners up to date with what's going on, and they can ask questions. It's a good community. Community is important when you're getting started, but trying to do it on your own, we did that. We wasted several years trying to figure it out. There's a blueprint that's there, and as entrepreneurs, we always want to reinvent the wheel, but sometimes it's just easier to follow. It's already been done, and it's a proven method. To get the demand is there for the business, so you don't have to call and educate someone. Like if I were to call you and educate you on why you need health insurance or life insurance or term life or annuities policy or something like that, I would have to educate you for that, and then I would have to try and sell you. But here, it's as easy as posting an ad on Google Ads, and people are already searching for photo booth rental, like I talked about earlier. And if they see your ad, they go to your website, they see what service you offer, they fill out your contact form, you call them, hey, thanks for filling it out. Tell us a little bit more about your event. It's going to be 4 hours. It's going to be at the Omni Hotel, downtown. We're getting married. There's going to be 200 people there. And then you give them a quote, and, you send them we provide pictures and videos so that you can send over. And then you follow up with them in a couple of days and, like that, and stay in touch with them until you're able to book them. And that's pretty much the gist of it. Doesn't have to be more complicated than that. It's not a talent-based business. Like if you were to start an advertising agency, you would have to be talented, get creative with the ads. You have to know installing stuff. You have to know landing pages and tweaking and testing and stuff like that. It's not like that. It's just getting your ad in front of the people who are already searching for your service.
And like you were kind of saying earlier, like you started off on Craigslist, like 2013, you're posting on Craigslist trying to sell your services. And it's amazing how much the world has changed since then. Like I'm not even sure Facebook Marketplace has kind of taken over Craigslist a
Exactly.
bit.
It really has.
And like the marketing in 2013 is vastly different from marketing in 2020. And then there's Facebook ads, there's Google ads, and Facebook ads apparently are way cheaper than Google ads. So a lot of people start with Facebook ads, and there's all this just like information that is constantly changing. So it's good to be part of a community, good to be learn from other people's mistakes in different cities. You guys are international, so you're in different countries. So it seems pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a good starting business. It's not going to make you $1 million, even though I've made $1 million, back then with it. You can do it as a side hustle. Just one event a month. Let's say if you just work one Saturday a month. Let's say if you do a 5-hour event for $500, that's $100 an hour. The national average is about $200 an hour. So let's say you come in under that, and you work 4 events a month, 1 event a week. That's 1 Saturday a week. You can make $2,000. That'll cover most people's mortgage, and just that's decent. 24,000 a year.
For
That's
having
not
fun
bad.
kind of thing. A lot of people
Yeah.
love this kind of stuff. You get to
I
go to
mean,
weddings, you get to go to all
once you
kinds
get
of
in there,
events.
once you set up, get wedding cake. People come and bring drinks over. Don't drink at the event though, but get you some food. I mean, everybody's happy. Once the event starts going, it's really fun. It's really fun.
You really just need one person to operate. Like you just need one person on site kind of thing. Like you don't need more
Yeah,
than one. Yeah.
yeah. One person to operate. The booths are more portable now. Back when we were doing it, you needed 2 people, and we used to have to send 2 people. Like in 2015, we did over 800 events in 1 year,
Whoa.
and most of those events had to have 2 people. But now they're more portable, they're lightweight, and So you can put it in a 4-door car. You don't need a big car to do it. And yeah, you can easily get set up. It takes about maybe 10 to 15 minutes to get it set up. Another 10 to 15 to do your test sprints and everything like that. And yeah, you
It
can
almost
get
seems like the networking would happen by itself because you're at all these events, you're meeting all these people, and then you just like hand out your business card and you're like, hey, I can do your event too. It's just it seems easy to schmooze and I guess book more events. It seems to like it would feed on itself almost.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just think about like a wedding has, 5 bridesmaids and then 5 groomsmen, right? And they're either coming up and getting married because it's usually like in the same age group, and all the friends kind of tend to get married at the same time, or even in the guest list, people like, hey, I have an event coming up, or my son's getting married, or whatever. And so we always have business cards on the table. And at the bottom of the printout, we recommend people to like put their website on there, so photo booth provided by, and then put your website so people, like, oh yeah, that photo booth at that event, that was really fun. We should call them.
Awesome, awesome. So let's get into the financials. How much, like, what is the range? Like, there's like 9 or 10 different models. What's the range for getting started in this? Someone's like really interested. They want to get a photo booth business up off the ground. Where does it start at, I suppose?
Yeah, so we're actually just launching a new model in a couple of days. It's called the Chloe Photo Booth. That one is going to be 3,500. So people can get started with that. It's a plug and play. It includes the case, the touchscreen, the camera, the software. It's a sleek looking photo booth, the best one that I've built yet. And uh, so they can order that. It's 3,500. The printer is the extra 500. Now it's optional to do the printing, or you can, if you have a printer at home and you want to start off like we did, you can use a regular inkjet printer. You can just plug it in and then upgrade later. So you can get started as far as the hardware costs, for 3,500. On the high end, some of the flawless mirror, the Mirror 3, that one costs about 9,500. The difference is going to be the looks, the portability, and then also what type of events you're going to be targeting. If it's going to be the higher end weddings, corporate events, then the bigger photo booth is going to be what you want to go with. But if you're just getting started off, the Chloe photo booth is a great starting option. And that's kind of why we invented it, was like we needed something that, people who want to get started and they only have a certain amount to invest, they can get started with that service, get started and then buy, another photo booth later on.
Cool, cool. Um, yeah, that sounds pretty reasonable for
Yeah.
everything that's included with the
Mm.
sales stuff, the marketing stuff. How does the software work? Is it I guess pretty touch screen, I assume, or
Yeah, it's all
cool.
touchscreen. So we use Darkroom Booth software. So they're a software company in Plano, Texas. They're a couple of minutes away from us, from our offices. They've been in the photography industry for about 20 years now. So they have very intuitive software. It has all the features you can imagine: signing, emojis, green screen, text messaging, SMS, email, uploading to social media. So you can do all of that, within one photo booth. Now you can make it as complex as you want, or you can just be like, hey, take a picture and send it to your email, and that's it, you're done, that kind of stuff. Um, so yeah, the software is built in. It comes with the photo booth. So you're able to, like I said, once you get it, you just plug and play, turn on the booth, and you're ready to go to take pictures.
Cool, cool. Well, Josh, that's all the questions I got. But thank you so much for coming on the channel today. Really appreciate it. How can people reach you?
Yeah, for sure. So I have a phone number that they can actually text me at any questions. It's 972-284-0506. One more time, that's 972-284-0506. That'll come directly to me and I'll respond. It's text message only. If you guys want to learn about the photo booth business, you can text me there. You can check out my new book. It's photoboothsecrets.com. It's on the screen. I'm missing the C over there. I got to fix that. photoboothsecrets.com. So definitely check that out. And our company is called Photo Booth International. Just type it into Google. It'll come up.
And you guys have
Photo,
a YouTube channel too, as
yeah,
well,
YouTube. You can
which I'll link below.
Okay, yeah, check out the link below. We have customer interviews on there. Love to help, people get started. It's been a passion for me to help other people, just because, I went through so many mistakes of starting this business. And if I can just, help you not make one mistake, that'll make me feel happy. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we offer financing, and we'll be happy to get you set up and get on the way. It's a great side hustle to have. And yeah, feel free to reach out anytime.
All right. Well, thanks, Josh. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
So that is my interview with Josh Pather of Photo Booth International. I linked a couple links in the description. Feel free to check them out. And if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you